Rarely, if ever, has Bob Iger actually had to deal with any kind of consequences. And in this particular instance, I'm actually all for it. I think you probably are too. We have a situation where Disney has to dump something that they have been pushing very hard for so many years now that they've alienated their entire audience and future generations. Well, we're going to have to talk about it. Disney dumps DEI initiatives in an SEC filing, and I think Iger is really, really sad. Here we go. From an article from our pals over at thatparkplace.com, we've got the amazing Marvin writing an incredible article on Disney dumping DEI initiatives and SEC filing as corporate backlash grows. Well, so does the government and so do their fans. But hey, let's not mention that. But is the company just hiding them behind the scenes? Well, that's a great question. And I think the answer is probably yes, because they still have these teams of garbage humans trying to force the stories that they want to tell, not the ones we want to hear. So let's jump into the article. Disney has quietly removed 2 of its major DEI initiatives from the latest SEC filing, signaling a potential retreat from the woke policies that have dominated its corporate strategy in recent years. They better retract that key of garbageness, or else they're going to have continued issues as far as I'm concerned. Now, with the Trump administration cracking down on DEI and major corporations like Amazon, Walmart, Boeing, and Ford scaling back, Disney's decision to drop Reimagine Tomorrow and the Disney look from its 2024 SEC 10K report might appear to be a response to the changing political and cultural landscape, not to mention the fact that it is illegal to do what they've been doing, and I think this administration might give them the gut punch that they absolutely deserve. But is Disney truly abandoning DEI, or is it merely trying to hide its agenda from public scrutiny? Well, I can tell you, we are going to level scrutiny at them for a very long time so that they don't get away with it. The disappearing DEI initiatives. What a great sub-headline here from Marvin, saying for years, Disney has proudly touted its Reimagine Tomorrow initiative, a way to be incredibly racist and still get away with it, or at least they thought. It's never good to be racist. It's certainly illegal when you're running a corporation, and that's bad for shareholder value, considering the number of lawsuits and class action lawsuits that can be leveled against you. They promised that 50% of all regular and recurring characters across Disney Universe would come from underrepresented groups. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not just patently illegal, it's completely illegal, and we have a sense of what could happen when you break the law under Trump, and it doesn't look good. The program gained notoriety in 2022 when a leaked company-wide Zoom call revealed executives openly pushing for an identity-driven agenda. That agenda, of course, being all about everything that isn't white or male, because male and pale is stale. Am I right? Of course, we all know the famous story about an executive boasting about removing the words ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from theme parks to fall more in line with gender politics. That's right. I mean, what more of a signal could it be in identity politics circles than to get rid of the classic greeting and introduction to the parks each and every day? But now, in the year 2025, Reimagine Tomorrow has quietly disappeared from Disney's official DEI section of its SEC filing. In fact, I believe that their DEI section should disappear entirely, but we can only hope. And if not, we can only hope that the government notices and changes it. The Disney look, a company's so-called inclusive appearance policy, has also been scrubbed because it turns off guests and it turns off people from other cultures who have not acknowledged the madness that we allowed to infiltrate the United States. In the company's 2023 SEC filing, it stated that Disney's employee appearance guidelines were updated to cultivate a more inclusive environment full of crazy people. Oh, wait, that's not it. Encourages and celebrates authentic expressions of belonging among employees, which means, hey, wear your Looney Tunes tattoos all the way down your arms and wear short sleeves so we can see them. I'm sure that fits in really well. The company once enforced strict guidelines around facial hair, tattoos, piercings, and artificial hair coloring, but anyone who's walked through Walt Disney World lately can tell you that Disney abandoned its once popular clean-cut look for blue hair and facial piercings long ago. Not to mention the fact that there was a dude pretending to be a chick at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Boutique, and I'm sure we remember how well that went over. At first glance, this might seem like a win for those of us who have been critical of corporate DEI policies, but a closer look suggests Disney could just be shifting tactics, which actually I'm gonna go full boat on this one and say they are trying to hide their incredible wokeness, their incredible super garbageness, and it'll only be told out in the statistics because they will be completely skewed in a way that isn't falling within the demographic norms. The initiative's website is still active. Of course it is. They don't want the employees to know that they're having to hide behind a lot of things so they can keep the employees feeling like they're seen. Disney has made no official statement announcing the end of these policies, so Stefan Padfield, director of the Free Enterprise Project at the National Center for Public Policy Research, suggests that Disney may not be backtracking at all. I think they aren't. Disney dropping Reimagine Tomorrow from their DEI section could mean they're walking back their DEI investments, or it could signal they're hiding them. Either they recognize that more litigation is coming, which it will, or it could be part of a vibe shift. That's what we hope for. I don't think it's likely. And finally, why now? The big question, I think, is easy to answer. It's the Trump effect, or investment, and investor pressure, because the investors know that this is very, very bad for business. The timing of Disney's quiet retreat is no coincidence. The Trump administration has placed DEI policies under a microscope, launching investigations into corporate DEI practices and ordering an end of DEI in federal government contracting. This has sent shockwaves through corporate America. Not really. They were all really wanting to turn this back. A lot of them realized that it was destroying their companies and their business, and eventually the shareholders would not only take notice, but punish them for it. Several companies are scrambling to avoid becoming a target, like Target and many others. When you see major corporations like Meta, John Deere, and Google softening their DEI language, while others like Target, as I just mentioned, are facing lawsuits for misleading investors about the financial risks associated with these policies, which Disney could get tagged for in a huge way. The lawsuit against Target, in particular, serves as warning. Shareholders are no longer staying silent when companies put politics over profits, which means you're going to see less and less of these corporations promote individual politicians or a particular party because, well, it's going to hurt them badly. So, what's in the future? Well, according to the article, Disney's quiet erasure of key DEI programs from its SEC filing is a clear indication that the national climate is shifting. I would say that the Overton window has moved a whole lot, perhaps taking the entire pendulum with it, and it's more close to the center now than it's been in a very long time. There's a decent chance that the backlash will be so severe, and I believe this to be true, we will see that pendulum riding and resting on the far side of the equation, the right side of the equation, for a very, very long time. However, given the company's track record, this move could be an attempt to obscure the ongoing DEI efforts rather than full-scale abandonment, which would do them a much better service than just trying to pretend. But until Disney makes a definitive statement rejecting these controversial initiatives, the question remains, is the company truly rethinking its approach, or just trying to keep its DEI playbook out of the spotlight? Well, that question is for you. I can't for a moment believe that Disney DEI head executive Bob Iger would want to withdraw from this particular battle, but he may be forced to, as he's being forced to retire in the very near future. I have a feeling that his legacy will be laughable at this point on both of the factors that he deems to be important. The first one being that everybody look at him as the greatest manager of Disney since Walt himself. And second, that they were standing firmly on the Neo-Marxist side of history, with all of these types of policies, the exclusion and divisiveness that we've come to enjoy, or has been sent to annoy so very many of us. But hey, what do you think? Do you think Disney's finally turned the corner on this nonsense? Do you think that Iger's going to have to put his tail between his legs and talk his way out of this incredibly divisive set of rules and values that have put his company under so much scrutiny? Or do you believe that subtly he's going to maintain each and every one of these things, including the story group, along with all the other messiness that he has across all of his studios, cruise ships, and properties? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, double check that you're still subscribed to the channel. It seems as we had a giant scoop in growth, we've also had a little bit of contraction. So I can count on you, I'm sure, to double check that you're still subscribed, you've turned on all notifications, you've hit a like on this video, and you're going to go watch a video from earlier in the week. With all that being said, I can only say this. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya for real.